Hey guys, I just wanted to personally give an apology. So I'm in a city called Naples, Florida, and I want you to hear my voice when I say these things. I'm in a house right now, or at least when I'm recording this video, and they're helping. But what doesn't help me is people not knowing the vision that I'm trying to accomplish, or I'm trying to set goals. And here's just what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be as big as the company Paramount. So it's like if you play football, you're obviously going to be big as you're playing football. But when you're a musician, you kind of want your music to be the thing that's kind of spreading for you too. So when you're independent, you spread faster and you spread more alpha than people realize. If I stay independent, I have that luxury. I apologize. I'm in Naples, Florida, and these are just some of the schools that are customers. Because you're like, why are you making music like this and all? So I'm in a city, and University of Florida is in this city. University of Central Florida is in this city. I'm in Florida, by the way, during this video. FIU's in the city. FAU's in the city. You have FSU's in this city. You have Johns Hopkins University's in the city. You have Columbia University. I don't know if Harvard is necessarily in this city, but they might as well have been in this city. You have, where else? The University of Miami, which is the one I want people to. University of Miami is in Naples, Florida. What is another one? Emory is in Naples, Florida. Let me see. I'm a Wittenberg student, so Wittenberg University is in this city. Let me see. Context. Anything else that you guys might need to know? Elon University is in this city. Notre Dame is in this city. Juilliard is in this city. And these are customers. I'm just going to, I think Boston College is also in this city. So with that being said, University of Michigan, I believe, is in this city. So with that being said, there's a lot of freaking narratives, and you just spread into their community because they have friends that they went to school with, or it just spreads through a text message that all your content is spreading. So that's the context of maybe why I'm not spreading and why maybe pages are changing. I went to school, that's fine. I played football in college and decided to not trust the consumer to narrate and start a business as an image so that I could have a chance at being reintroduced as a hardworking person and not be snaked because of the opinions of a football coach. So that being said, my goal is to get into a community called Taos Park and into a penthouse unit called The K. My father had multiple incorporated companies, or he was the CEO of numerous incorporated companies, and he has told me he has been able to reverently sell and make over $100 million, or at least for him or for other people, but it doesn't really make a difference. But he's able to make money. And I'm done with the social media narratives of success. I really do apologize. I'm a very insecure child concerning growing up in a family that's wealthy, because I don't know whether or not people are going to abduct me, kidnap me. I don't know whether or not people are going to say I'm a liar. I've been kind of born into it, and some of it's DNA. I deserved it. I had good DNA, but I didn't necessarily see what everyone else is seeing on social media. So my perspective will always be, my reality is I could ask my parents for anything and it could be given to me. Not saying I was spoiled, I worked for what I had. But there wasn't an affirmation in my family that you couldn't have what you didn't want to have because you were free. So explain what that means. That means that if I wanted to go out and eat, right, at a restaurant, like let's say Burger King, it wasn't a problem to go eat at Burger King. It wasn't a problem to go across the city for it. It wasn't a problem to go outside the city for it, to move closer to it. It just wasn't a problem. And I'm seeing the rest of the world collapse to where they're not like that. It's reality of, I needed to do something that generates money every single day. They're truthfully not free into society's, point of view. So I'm going to do the most responsible thing. I'm going to try to unprogram myself. Isaiah, you have a friend named, David, Jean, Louise, and Gio, and they're so used to thinking that, it's impossible to make money. My dad has had offices. I'm just going to say it on here. So this is my father. I grew up with him. I watched these things. I asked my dad if he could buy me a house. He said, I can buy you a house. I've asked him every possible question. I've asked him to just give me money. He said, I'd give you money and you'd realize that the world isn't necessarily your friend or something like that. And it would disappoint you that you don't have any real friends. That's kind of what he told me. And he said, even a car, if I gave you a car, it's like, it's different. If you work for a car, it's yours. If I give you a car, someone could have stolen it. It doesn't mean as much. So, but long story short, what does it say? He had offices in Naples, Florida, numerous, Bonita Springs, Marco Island, I believe, Cape Coral, Bradenton, Sarasota, Ellington, Port Charlotte, Northport, Venice, Orlando, Miami, I believe Gainesville, I believe Daytona. Let me see. Am I missing one? Like I said, Bonita Springs, but that's just like some in Florida. And then you have like in Michigan, Lansing, Michigan, Canton, Clarkston, Plymouth, Grand Rapids, Bloomfield Hills, Detroit Metropolitan, Flint, Michigan. These are just some of the places. So the point of what I'm getting to is I'm trying to like go into like corporate America with this business, and I'm trying to get an office, and it's like I'm getting like made fun of. So instead of like me presenting these things to like people who don't understand, I'm just going to go to my father who's been dealing with all of this stuff already. He said the problem and why I don't like bringing up my father is because my dad's like, he's older and he's had a first set of children and he's had a second set of kids. So he's done it twice. So it's not his first time. And he's learned, he's made mistakes, but he said his journey before he was successful getting all that, he said that was like an effort of working hard in something legitimately hard for over 50 years. He's been doing entrepreneurship since the 70s. Like, I want you to think there wasn't a question I did not ask him. And I do want you to know this, before my dad did acquire a private jet, he did ask me, what kind of private jet do you think I should have? And I did have like a say in it. So when you're like, oh, Isaiah never had a say in all this stuff, that is not true. I watched it, like, not 100% like the contract and all this stuff, but I saw how, just reiterating it, I saw how like I was a fool, right? I needed to work hard in something or invent something brand new that people didn't already have in order to make money. Like, I needed to add something new, like make something better. And let me see with that. Oh yeah, and the reality of a billionaire. I just want to just kind of leave it at this. This is why I'm asking him for help. I want you to think, if you were a billionaire, you were just a really intelligent person. You made something like a telephone, and they just gave you money. Or you were a really good service, really good person, they just gave you money. I don't really think that had anything to do with anybody's opinion. It just, that's how much they felt that you were worth, and they wanted you to truthfully get to that point in time. But it was, they felt that that's how much you were supposed to be. And then this is the hardest thing to understand. Hopefully this is accepted. Like, it took my dad 50 years to get to that point, to where he's telling me these things. 50 years of entrepreneurship. Like, you would have to be an entrepreneur from like 18 to his age. Like, he really committed from like 20 all the way to when he was like older. And he worked jobs. He didn't necessarily work the best job. He said he worked at a gas station at one point in time. He said he's made money and lost it and all this stuff. So it's not 100% a straight line, but 50 years. I must say what he told me, because I asked him, I said, what's the truth? He said, the reality of a business is that 9 out of 10 of your businesses that you'll start, this is his perspective, 9 out of the 10 efforts to do something in society will probably fail. And it's that one that probably takes off. And he said for him, that was the one that kind of did it for him. But he said it's like 9 out of 10 businesses are going to be unsuccessful. That's not everyone. That's your business. So for me in music, it's like you may have a hit every 10 songs. You may have a hit every 10th movie. Or you may hit a spike in finance after your 10th film. But he was very adamant. He said, like, the perspective is, I want you to see it. Some of the things that you do are going to make a massive impact, and you get rewarded by God, and you get money. And some things, you just have to keep working at it. Even if you make nothing, you just got to keep going with it. And you got to keep adding to it, and eventually you're going to figure it out. And then what was the last thing he said? The liquid billionaire. The reason why he said this is because I always tell me the truth, because it seems like he could just give you money right now, and it could pay for. Cause remember, I was in a wealthy household in the sense where you have a business. Why can't he just give you money? Like, why can't he be my sponsor? Why can't he say, I want you to understand, Isaiah Curse, but I think your perspective of why we even have money is interesting to me. He said, I want you to think like, it's kind of like the NFL. Like, your opinion is when he made money from whatever he was doing, that money that he had is gonna, like that billion that he just made for his net worth, your perspective is that billion could be spent and he still has that billionaire net worth. So what he was getting to me is that you're talking about a liquid billionaire. And he said, kind of laughed a little bit and said, I want you to see it from my perspective. That's probably someone that had done something themselves, like that doesn't have corporate help, that doesn't have subsidies, like they are really that smart and the check just goes to them and that is it. Like they don't need I want you to think the government, if they're really that smart, really can't push them around. Like that's just liquid. They're gonna be right with everything. Like they invented some new loophole or something. Like I don't encourage you to do that, but I'm saying like you're talking about a liquid billionaire when a liquid billionaire is rare. And his perspective, if you thought you were going to get $1 billion from your friends and family in the United States of America or globally, and you were going to spend all of it, it's rare that someone is able to make $1 billion after that transaction. Like whatever reality you think, it is going to be rare. Like you're saying liquid, you're saying you made $1 billion, you spent it on something with your reserve, then you made another $1 billion, you spent it, and then you're able to make that reality of cash flow, you're able to make another $1 billion. And he just said, you're gonna have to understand that like that amount of money that they're worth, it's like they're owed money from start to finish. It's not a matter of fact of them inventing something that sucked up people's money and now there's some guru with money. Like it's not like that. And he's helped me like understand like to not be a narcissist like that. Like when you get your chance in business, if you're really good at what you do and your help, it'll just be a net worth thing. They're just gonna say he's worth this, we can get him this amount of money, he's worth this, get him credit. It's just a worth thing. How much are you worth right now? Are you available? Are you worth this? Are you worth my time? That's it. So hopefully that explains what I'm talking. I know it's kind of off tangent, but I want to apologize because when I go to my dad has been doing all this stuff, and he's done all this stuff before. I want to make you guys feel really comfortable. Like I really didn't like. I asked him one time. I said like, "Are we broke?" Because all you do is my dad was in a reality where all he did was like be at home. Like it didn't look like he was doing anything, but that's because he worked so hard. He could be the CEO and other people could like help and all this stuff. But I asked him like, you know, as growing up, like, do I need to do something? Like, do I need to pay for this house? Because you're not. I've done this so many times in the house. Growing up, it would have scared. Do I need to go to Harvard? Because you're literally not working somewhere. Like you're on. I understand, but like you're asking me to trust you, and then you're saying like all these complicated things, like, but you're just sitting here. Like it looked like he's just watching TV. I'm like, aren't you supposed to be somewhere? Right? But that's my perspective. But that's the luxury of like working so hard for a very long time, standing up for it. When you're really smart, that's really the reality. Like it's a push of a button to make something happen. You call somebody, they make that happen. They transfer all this stuff for you. But I don't know. But I'm going to be going to him, and I want everyone to listen to my family instead of my family's perspective instead of like the social media. Like it's just like this. You create something, and it's whether or not it's worth something, and someone pretty much gives you an offer. Or in your reality, if you did something, you can say how much it's worth for real, and it'll be worth that price. That's kind of what he told me originally. You're going to say how much your business is worth, and they're going to pay you exactly what you're worth.